We're live. Hello, everybody. Good to have you here. We've got another episode of Hashgraph Hustlers today, special edition Hashgraph Hustlers Incubator edition. For those of you who didn't join the first one a couple of days ago, then here's a bit of context about this special Hashgraph Hustlers episode. Now, traditionally in Hashgraph Hustlers, it's sort of me, myself, and I, and maybe a special guest hustling, but this is quite unique because for these ones, we've got the hustlers from the ecosystem joining us. And today we've got a really strong lineup. We've got three of the top projects in the Hedera ecosystem. We've got Mulk Protocol, Kea Credit, and Cradle Protocol from all parts of the world. So I'm really excited to bring them on. Let's get them on here, and so you can see their beautiful faces. There we go. I think we've got everyone. John, have you got your camera on? We can't see you, Hayat, John, but that's fine. We can see Don, we can see Dennis, we can see Sam, and we can see Joe. How are you guys doing? I'll give you the mic so there's no one talking over each other. Let's start off with Joe, man. How's it going, Joe?
Thank you so much, Jake, for having us here. It's great to be here, obviously. No, it's been good. I'm dialing in from Dubai. Apart from it's very hot, we are keeping on building, no matter what, right? So rain or heat or
Rain or
whatsoever.
shine. Rain or
Yeah,
shine.
yeah.
Rain or heat. I've got loads of these mosquitoes around. I'm in Malaysia right now, and there's a lot of mosquitoes nearby. Did you ever leave Dubai, or were you staying there the whole time?
I've been always staying here. All accumulated, it's been years. It's been decades of accumulated living here. But the fun part is we'll be moving to multiple jurisdiction as we speak. JV has been set up in Singapore. Soon, Jake, we'll see you also in Malaysia.
Good. I'm excited. Sam, how are you doing?
Awesome. Nice to meet you, Jake. I'm here in Dubai too, not with Joe. We are working remotely. Yeah. I did go to India though, during all this war time. I did go to India.
Yeah. Safer.
Yeah.
Safer. Good stuff. All right, let's hand it over to Don and Dennis. Where are you guys based? I know the answer.
We're based in Nairobi. So over here it's really chilly, at least for our standard. Maybe it's a lot different for you guys. Really excited to be here. Just been building Cradle, just taking all the milestones we can take down as we just building.
Amazing.
Hey guys. Dennis here, also from Nairobi, Kenya. Quite chilly, just as Don has mentioned. So we've been working on Cradle. I think for the past, our journey started last year, and we're really looking forward to partnering with the ecosystem. Jake has been around quite a while. Nice to see you again, Jake. So looking forward to collaboration with Kea, Mulk. So help us grow the ecosystem.
Love it. And then last but not least, Hayat John, how's it going? Where are you based? Where are you living right now? And then we can get into the quick fire questions.
Sure. Hi, I'm based in Tashkent, but our company is based in Singapore, so we have an international team, small but very strong. And I'm happy to be here. I used to watch Hedera Hustler other sessions previously. Jake, it's amazing there, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you very much. So there's a bit of background noise. Can everyone hear that?
No, it's fine.
No, is that?
It's fine. Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if it's just me, or is that?
Okay. I think someone has to mute on the Zep. I think it's some.
It's on Zep Space. Okay. Ah, right. Okay, that was like there was like a gremlin somewhere. Well, that's a really good segue. So actually, just for those who are interested, there's a QR code over here, right? And that QR code will take you to our Zep space, which there we go. So you can see over here, we're in a Zep space. Everyone's in a Zep space. That makes sense why I was hearing this background noise, but no one else could. The Zep space is open to everyone, and the idea behind the Zep space is basically so we can just like dance in here while you watch, and so that you can actually speak to the participants in this incubator. So you can speak to the Kea team, you can speak to the Mulk Protocol team, you can speak to the Cradle team. You can join the Zep space and sort of engage with us. I highly recommend that people do that. I'm going to be keeping an eye on the Zep space, and yeah, I really hope people can join and obviously ask questions. We'll be able to sort of collaborate and get some community input here. I guess what I'm looking for from the community is, one, people who are interested in the idea, early adopters, investors, and sort of contributors. But also, if you're a business in the ecosystem and you see, there's definitely some synergy here, I really want you to also come on. Feel free to sort of chat with the team and identify business opportunities, because that's really what we're here for. We're doing the incubator. We're not doing it for fun. We're doing it because these guys want to make the next unicorn on Hedera. So just as a call out over there, you can go to the QR code and join us. But without further ado, let's go back to the group discussion. And what we're going to do is we're just going to do some quick fire questions, right? So everybody will be able to give their answers. We're going to just go sort of around the clock. We'll just do same style that we did now, with Kea starting first, then Cradle, then Mulk Protocol. Try and be concise. Brevity is the soul of wit. So we can fit everybody in, and we'll go from there. So, Joe, in one sentence, what does your protocol do? And I'm going to emphasize one sentence. One sentence.
I'll make it 2 words. We are into decentralized lending, Jake.
Boom. Perfect. That was, well, go, give us a bit more now. That's not enough.
All right. So we help SMEs to get credit when they want it and not when banks want to lend them. So we do a matchmaking between the liquidity providers and SMEs, get them the capital and the right amount of yields for the LPs.
Perfect. Perfect. Cradle, in one sentence, what does your protocol do?
We are our RWA tokenization platform. Yeah.
Concise. What sets you apart?
We're trying to we are basically based in emerging markets where there are a lot of assets which haven't yet been tokenized, and we think there's a lot of room for tokenization. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that emerging market point is definitely a very, very interesting differentiator and lots of growth potential. All right, Hayat John, over to you. One sentence, what does Mulk Protocol do?
Actually, it's two, but we connect Islamic finance with the cutting edge technology of blockchain and tokenized asset tokenization. So if you allow, I will expand, but otherwise this should be it.
I think that's a good one sentence. That's a really good one sentence. So let's go back around, and I wanna sort of start going. I want to start hearing about the journey, right? Where were you guys before, and also just to sort of see how far you've come. So let's go back to the Kea Credit team. Where were you 6 months ago before the incubator, and how's that changed since now?
So Jake, I would have to take it a bit over 6 months. So we started building in 2024, and the journey throughout the journey, what we've actually realized is we have to be extremely resilient, and also to understand the market is. So we started building since 2024, and 25, close to mid of 25. That's when we actually entered into a relationship with Hedera. Since then, we've been extremely loyal partners to each other, no cheating whatsoever. So kept on building from there. But we were very particular. We were particular about one thing, Jake. So if Kia has to ever go into the market and to see additional support in terms of scaling up, we had to do some fundamental building, which means we wanted to bring in traction to the business, right? So Hedera has been super supportive. We've always heard. So what has set Hedera apart from the chains that we have actually explored is there were always someone who was listening to us in Hedera, and that means a lot for a protocol that is actually coming up, and because. Ch- I suppose change focus the other way. When you are big, that's when change come and support. But no, it's when you are small, that's when you need to be heard, and we've got the right experiences there, and throughout we were able to communicate and explain our key pain points to the chain, to which they have actually come back to us and given us solutions.
Or you just got to mute there, Jay.
For during this incubator, we've been able to identify the low hanging fruits that we could actually push out for the entire chain and the ecosystem, and we got the concurrence from Hedera itself, like putting us out there, and we are able to meet ecosystem partners, great protocols like Mulk, Cradle, and it's like there is a great opportunity here for all these protocols to commingle, cross pollinate, and grow together, right? So with this incubator, we are making things, we are accelerating things, if I have to put it right. We can accelerate the objective of us is to go live on the bridge aspect, so we are able to take that ahead. So that's in essence the entire journey of Kia.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Jay. Cradle team, 6 months ago compared to now, what's changed? What's improved?
Yeah. So our journey started last year. I mean, it was a partnership between Hedera and one of the council members based in Nairobi. That's the Nairobi Securities Exchange, and that has actually been our biggest. I mean, the people we are working with closely. We joined an innovation lab, which essentially helped us understand the inner workings of the exchange, how they operate, and how we can essentially help them bring their assets on chain. And between that time, we've been able to understand and also held some meetings. You were there, Jake, with us. We presented to them what can be done. And the purpose of this incubator has actually helped us is to be able to understand the business side of things, what needs to be done, and in the process also meeting with the other teams like here. I know that that's also in progress, where we can establish. So one of the issues actually that has been our bottleneck has been mostly the regulation side of things, and that has affected how we are going to market, right? Because most of our products need to be regulated, and I think a collaboration with Kia can help us move along some of the aspects on the business side of things. Maybe a product that won't require much. Um, I'd say
Regulatory oversight.
Yes. So I think that will really help us go to market much faster compared to what we are currently experiencing in our local ecosystem with the regulation side of things. I think I will touch on that as well, on what the requirements are, um, what what they need in terms of capital requirements. But all in all, we're keen on collaboration with the teams in the incubator, the likes of Kea and Mulk, and looking forward to what we can achieve together.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point actually, and let's park it for that discussion that where as a team we identify how can we work together, because I think the looking for that sweet spot of right, this is the end goal, regulated X, Y, and Z, but actually in the meantime, what can we do which doesn't require all of the capital paid up front to get the license? What can we do? What sort can we do? And I see Hayotjan's nodding his head as well, and I know he's been in very similar positions to you, Dennis and Don. Hayotjan, give us a quick breakdown in terms of where you were 6 months ago. You can go where, as you can tell, we're flexible with the dates. If 6 months is a year, that's fine. Give us a breakdown as where you were and where you're at now.
Yeah, sure. To make it quick and sweet and interesting. The 6 months ago, we were looking to become a cross-chain tokenization platform, asset tokenization platform. So because our bet was we remain neutral in terms of protocols, in terms of layer ones or layer zeros, and we go for the highest bidder. And number two, 6 months ago, we were looking into instead of making use of the existing ecosystem components, we were looking into established service providers like Fireblocks, like all this, which are quite costly. I mean, with all due respect, they are well-established SAPs kind of thing, right? But after joining this incubation program, two things that were quite beneficial for us. One is we found out that there are many similar initiatives, startups like Kea Credit, Cradle Protocol, and others, with whom we can collaborate and easily get it off to the market, right? Go to the market. So that helps us to remain flexible in terms of meeting the customer demands. And number two, looking at instead of betting our opportunities on across all the blockchain networks, we decided to focus on Hedera and its ecosystem and make full use of its existing components, be it the bridging, be it the hashpack, be it all these stablecoin studios or the asset tokenization studios. And it has been an amazing bet so far. So we plan to make full use of it.
It's really good to hear. So I guess that leads me quite well into another question, which Hayotjan, you actually partly just answered. Let's hear it from Joe or Sam. What's the single most useful thing that you've got out of the incubator so far?
I would like to say easy plug and play solutions that we otherwise thought, was never there. Like what John has said, where we knew few names, and then rather than going to those few names, we kind of understood that there's so many other options, and we just accelerated into contacting them, or we were being handholded to get in touch with those alternative service providers, where as a team we didn't have to go ahead and put our engineering effort and build those which we already had. So we just went and took them, plug it in, and then seamlessly go to the market. So that kind of thing, there is no specific price to it, but it's like priceless, I would say.
So is that sort of the similar to this the related to the session that Will did on ecosystem integrations, what's available, like that sort of, is that what you're talking about?
Absolutely, Jake. Yes.
Yeah. No, I think that's a really interesting one, because it's so easy to miss the announcement, right? And I guess it's one of the challenges of marketing. It's how do you how do you constantly put the whole set of tech that we have available, make it so that it's easy for people to access. But no, that's really good to hear, and I can definitely appreciate how valuable it is. Thanks a lot, Joe. Dennis and Don, how about you? What's been that most single useful thing from the incubator?
Yeah. I think for me, the session led by Jeff was really insightful. The one on go-to-market, product market fit. Like, I really enjoyed the assignment because it helped me personally like understand the product itself and be able to also like explain as simple as possible to anyone. Like even like to a 12-year-old, you can essentially explain to them this is what the product does. I think that really helped because sometimes as developers you can tend to like overthink or go into the technical stuff much faster. But I think with that session, it helped me like mostly learn to communicate about the the product more clearly, more easily. Yeah, I think that was one of the sessions that I really enjoyed. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's definitely having that skill, being able to explain it to a 5-year-old, 12-year-old, whatever, is particularly important with investors, and when also trying to onboard the majority of non-technical people, because obviously, well, the investors, for example, very rarely do they care about tech, right? They just care about, are people going to use it and what's the ROI, right? That's like sort of 99% of investors. And then obviously when you're targeting people to use the technology, you shouldn't need to speak about the technology in order to adopt it. It should just be, look, this is actually going to make your life easier. Let's say you're an SME and you can't access bank financing. Oh, hang on, Kea Credit, you can do it here. You can upload your invoices to Kea Credit. Kea Credit can underwrite, and then boom, that sort of user experience is significantly improved. So yeah, it's something which I'm certainly not good at either. I often, I think I mentioned this in the previous call, but my dad used to always drill into me, keep it simple, stupid. And the older I get, the more I appreciate the wisdom in that, because it's really a skill. It's really a skill to be able to be concise in your ideas and make them easy for as many people to understand. I think there's a famous quote, but I think it's Theodore Roosevelt, who's one of the presidents in the early 20th century, where he said he was writing a letter, and I just don't know why I typed. He didn't type. He definitely would have used his hand. But he said something to the effect of, if I had more time, I would have written a shorter letter. Obviously indicating that actually it requires more thoughtfulness to write less. We just got a question from Lemogang. This is so interesting. How does one join the incubator based in South Africa? So you can definitely join if you're in South Africa. We've got another incubator happening in the second quarter of the year, where if you go to this website, I'm going to actually drop the link over here. Let's go future-incubator. So if you go to the website, which I'm going to share, you can actually sign up to show your interest for the next incubator we have. Obviously, you need to go through the interview stage, but yeah, it could definitely be you. Next. So Lemogang, if you head over to that link in the bottom left, hellofuturehackathon.dev/incubator, you can register your interest, and then you'll be eligible for the following incubator. And I think just another quick one, Lemogang, you're more than welcome to join the ZEP space, which I'm just going to share my screen again. So if you join the ZEP space by scanning the QR code, you will actually be able to join us in here. And I see that Seahorse has joined. Good to have you on, Seahorse. Is Seahorse any of you? Are any of you Seahorse? No, I think, okay, we've got our first participant from the audience. Seahorse over here. Where is Seahorse at? Yes. Cute. Yo, Seahorse. Let's see if we could chat to Seahorse. There she is, right at the base. Have you filled in that interest? Oh, look, you can even go over here. You can fill in the interest from here. Let's chat to Seahorse, see if she is active. That's strange. Oh, there we go. Allow visiting this site. Hey, Seahorse. There's another person who's joined as well. Parrot. Hey, I guess that's Lemmergang. Lemmergang, good to have you on. Can you hear us, Lemmergang? Okay, well, Lemmergang, drop a message. Drop a message when you get your mic sorted out. We'd love for you to chat, and we'd love for you. Okay, you can look if you want to have a chat with the team. Just drop a message in here. Which of the team you want to speak to? If it's all of them, and we can introduce you. We can introduce you. But in the meantime, let's get back to these quick fire questions. Really happy to have you on, Lemo, and likewise Seahorse as well. If you're here, Seahorse. If you're here, Seahorse, then you're more than welcome to join the discussion as well. Thank you very much for joining. Okay, sorry for that little detour, guys, but it's looking like things are heating up. We've got some of the fans, some of your fans are joining, some of the early adopters. Let's go back to the group discussion. I'm looking forward to having this group collaboration on. Right, let's now go on to the next question that I had. This is a good one. Has the incubator changed your direction at all, or sharpen the original plan? And if it's changed, then just let us know maybe where it's changed. I'm going to start off with, let's mix it up. Hey, John, over to you. Has your business plan changed, or has it sharpened the knife? Has it refined the strategy?
I would say both. Where it sharpened is we decided to focus. We were initially all for the blockchain, using the blockchain technology and the tokenization. We were very much focused on that. It's just that we were considering to become a cross chain, but rather now we are mostly Hedera first. And probably going forward with the ecosystem components and everything is going to be a Hedera only for now. That's where it sharpened the incubator. Where it actually changed our course is we're quite prioritizing to use the components first, to use the internal synergies first, and then only look for other service providers.
Yeah, that's good. I think that aligns with my dad's advice. Keep it simple, stupid. Which again is good for execution. Is very good for execution. There's one of the major headwinds against action is overcomplicating things, doing too many things at once, and not actually executing on the stuff in short term. Right. Let's go over to Dennis or Don. Let me. Oh, sorry. Go on, John. Did you want to add something?
Yeah. I just want to add on that as a founder, and especially as a non-technical founder, someone who comes from finance or business background rather than a development background, we tend to see the opportunity and try to get it to the market first, and that's where you have to see the balance between developing it in-house. I mean, typically the founders would see a trade-off between in-house development or utilizing from the service providers in the market. So I think the Hedera provides a very good balance, and especially with this incubator, we found the golden balance where we are leveraging on the existing solutions from the ecosystem as well as the incubator participants, and we are doing it ourselves where it's only the Sharia compliance or where our niche expertise is required. So this I just want to add on.
Yeah, that's a really great addition. No, I think that's definitely it's operating leverage, right? It's being able to go, this is what makes us, this is our moat, let's double down on that. And then when there's other things, let's try and leverage other people. Obviously, you need to, like you said, that there are trade-offs, but I think particularly when you're a startup, you're trying to move quickly, you want to be the first to market, you need to be able to tap in to people who can support you and execute. Same question over to you, Cradle guys. What was the question again? Let me ask myself again. Yeah, has the incubator changed your direction at all, or has it sharpened the original plan?
Yeah, so I think when we started out, we started working on like earlier versions of Cradle from like a hackathon. So a lot of how we were approaching things was from a technical perspective and trying to build a system that kind of solves a lot of like different sides of the spectrum around tokenization to having a market for the assets that are tokenized. And I think just from some of the initial meetings we did have with the people like coaching us through the incubator, the main point was we just need to focus on a single portion of that. And yeah, as a result of that, what we're currently focusing on is just the tokenization side of things and trying to get to a point where we can start like approaching clients with more of like a finished product, than having to approach them with complex explanations of how different pieces like will fit together.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it again. It's that keep it simple, stupid. It seems like it's a recurring theme, and certainly I think it's just even from the perspective of I remember when we had that workshop with NSC, when you came into the Nairobi Securities Exchange office and you pitched them the stack. There were definitely a lot of moving parts. You had the exchange, you had the off-chain, on-chain part, I think the Cradle native tokens, the CNTs, and sort of when you're explaining that to people who are hearing about your business for the first time, there's always a lot of brain processing power that needs to go on. They always need to think, so we've got that. Whereas if you can sort of dumb it down and go, because to be honest, there's a known phenomena called the curse of knowledge, which is basically when you know something like your business. Nobody knows your business more intimately than you do, and when you know it, you take for granted the time where you didn't know. So for example, let's take me. I'm quite good at coding, right? And when I'm working with people who don't have the same experience of coding as me, I'm there like, dude, how does that just not make sense that the reason for the error is because of X, Y, and Z reason? But it's the curse of knowledge, right? It's the fact that we can't empathize with people who are coming from a completely fresh slate. And that's really important when communicating ideas, is to be able to put yourself in someone's shoes and go back to the time where you didn't know. Again, in the coding example where I'd be 10 years ago combating error messages and getting it in Stack Overflow. But it's the same thing applies to when you're trying to pitch someone your business, trying to explain what you do, what technology you use, why is it solving the problem. So I think it's some good feedback from the mentors. We've got some very good mentors in this incubator program. All right, Joe, Sam, wrap it up. Question for you, if you don't remember, is: has your idea pivoted in the incubator, or has it been refined?
I'll take this up. I think our idea is really sharpened once we joined the incubator. Initially, like when we were building Kea, the main problem that we had was the bridging. So we started building a separate bridge for us. We didn't have we thought it will be basically a solution for us. But then after discussing with you and all, like we started to do it as a separate product, as a sub part of Kea. And joining this incubator has really shown us where we should focus first, like what to push first, like the laser focus, what comes next. This has given us a very clear idea on what should be done next. So rather than like approaching the problem as a whole, we have a step-by-step process now. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Sam. Joe, do you want to add anything there, or has Sam hit the nail on the head?
No, Sam pretty much covered it, Jay. So we've got so much of things going on in Kea, and we needed so on one side the lending protocol is functioning as it should, and the bridging was something that we had to put some extra energy there, and so this is a we got extra pair of hands, right? Not just extra pair of hands, but a few pairs of hands, in fact, to push the bridge outside, which not only is going to help Kea but the entire chain as such. So yeah, so it actually took a lot of weight from our developers' shoulder as well. Bringing things in perspective and also rolling the thing out. So we just one click away from putting the bridge live. So it's
Amazing.
yeah.
It's just, well, I mean, if it's just one click away, let's do it on the stream, bro. Get your screen shared and we'll do it.
Yeah, we could.
So okay, cool. Well, I do wanna move to this sort of this partnership roundtable discussion, but before we do that, I want to do the final question, and sort of for context for those who've just tuned in. One of the topics that I want to cover today, we've obviously got a bit of background about each of the teams, where they're from, what they're working on, what's been challenging, what has been where they've pivoted to, or where they've sharpened their direction. And one of my objectives for this incubator is how can we partner up so that when we work together, the sum becomes greater than the whole becomes greater than the sum of the parts. That's what I've been really focusing on. And these teams have a lot in common. So I think there's a lot of potential partnership opportunities. So I want to sort of move the discussion towards this partnership, building this sort of roundtable where we just throw ideas in and see, okay, where is there potentially a bit of synergy? Maybe it's in the emerging market aspect. That's where Cradle can offer some experience. Maybe it's in the Sharia compliant financing, Islamic finance. That's where, of course, Mulk Protocol comes when it comes to SME credit underwriting, all of that stuff. We've got a really good mixture here, and I think we can see some productive stuff. And then we can try and build it in the true spirit of Hashgraph Hustlers. But again, before we do that, final question: 12 months out, what does winning look like for you? So we'll start off with Joe. 12 months out, what does winning look like for you?
So Jake, I think what we are focusing on. We're very much focused on the vision that our chain is also having, right? So we're focusing on enterprises. We're planning to bring enterprise grade assets on chain, and to a great extent, we do have super interesting. It's too early to say. Some of the conversations that we are having, we're bound by certain MOUs and stuff, but super interesting stuff that is happening in this part of the world where we are bringing in institutional grade liquidity providers. We're bringing in, and that's not a Web3 institution. That's a Web2 traditional bank that is looking at bringing in liquidity. Second is we are talking to payment service providers and we act as the lending layer for all of their merchants. It could be on the transaction post lending, or it could be settlement lending, where we use stablecoin infrastructure that can do instant settlement rather than the merchants waiting for T+1, T+2, or T+3. Also, we are looking at corridors where we can tap into that specific short-term lending, where we can do instant settlements, instant cross-border settlements, and we can look at. So we're looking at different areas of revenue. We're very focused on revenue at the moment and bringing in these institutions. Coming back to that one single winning factor is, for us, our winning factor is to bring in and start POCs in the next 3 months to have the LOI. I mean, a bit less than 3 months, honestly speaking, in the next month to get the LOI. We do have the initial intent of collaboration to get these LOIs in place, start the POCs, and in the next 12 months to start generating revenue, right? To bring the money in. So and I think we will get there. We'll get there very shortly. Shouldn't be 12 months, but yeah, to give you a reasonable short-term vision is to have these number of enterprises signed on to using the protocol.
Do you have any revenue targets or any asset under management targets that if you achieve them in the next 12 months, or let's say this time next year, 11th of June 2027, what would and then you might have heard me say this, you can shoot for the stars. If you land on the moon, it's great, but what
No,
would some sort of KPIs be for you?
Jake,
Let's try to put a number on it.
Yeah, $45 million is realistically possible for us to
Yeah.
do it in 12 months. Yeah.
Why not 100? Why not 100, bro?
Yeah,
Come on,
it's
we
good
can
to
do
say
that.
it's good to say 45 and we hit 100. Yes. So let's
Whoa,
do
it's
yeah.
good. No, you're right. There's you want to underestimate, over deliver. But I think that six. What is it? How many figures is 100? That's 8 figures, isn't it? 8 or 9? 9 figure. 9 figures.
Yeah, 9
I think you
figures,
got
yeah.
that, bro. I think you got that. That's good. That's good. Go on, Cradle team. Over to you. Actually, no. Just there was a follow up that I wanted to ask. So I guess, what's the one thing that you need right now that the room might be able to help with? People in this room, what one thing in order to achieve that $45 million asset under management? What can the team here, someone like Cradle, someone like Mulk Protocol, what can they do to help achieve that goal?
That one thing is distribution. Straight off the bat, it's distribution, right? So if I can have my vault distributed through Mulk and Cradle, and or cross distribution, if John has got a Sharia compliant from the region that we come from, we could be the distributor. We can reach that number faster. So
Yes.
possibly distribution is should be the right way.
Amazing. Cradle guys, over to you. So question is, give a quick reminder, 12 months out from now, what does winning look like?
Yeah. I'll take it. Then Don can add something else as well. Yeah. So for me, I think winning will be, for starters, going to market. I think that will be really a big push for us. I know there's always hurdles, but at least having like issuers, for example, on the platform, who can tokenize the assets. Like right now, I mean, we have over 3 trillion in Kenyan shillings market cap that is available on the NSE. I think that's something we can push for, to bring some of these assets on chain, and having at least an issuer on the platform that can participate in the crypto market. That would be a huge win for us. I think for starters, that would be what we can aim for. And also to add on what Joe mentioned in terms of distribution, I think there is potential for collaboration with Cradle as operating in these emerging markets. It's something we can work on together for sure. I think we should really push this conversation forward. I feel we can cook something together with you guys. Yeah.
Let's see if we can push it forward now. What do you think? Is there sort of one key opportunity or is there anything in your mind where you think actually the Kea Credit solution could be brought in, and anything that sort of comes?
Yeah, particularly on the lending side of things. On Cradle, we also had something to do with using the asset that's tokenized as collateral for users to basically under collateralization. I think on Kea's side, what you guys are doing is you're basically tokenizing the future cash flows of these businesses, working with SMEs, and in our case, particularly in the emerging markets, the SMEs are really the drivers of the economy. You'll find like that's where most of the government revenue comes from, and access to credit is usually limited, right? So what is big in emerging markets is usually you can access credit either via the SACCOs, it's more or less like cooperatives where people pull funds together. This is actually the biggest, I would say, biggest source of loan, because what these SACCOs offer is you can actually borrow more, like 3 times of what you've saved, and you have like guarantors. So the aspect of tokenizing the future cash flows hasn't been really explored. I think it will be like a new innovation when it comes to emerging markets, because it's something that I haven't seen been done yet. So it will be something interesting that we can pilot, even like with a few companies. We can carry out like a pilot with them, see how the uptake is. I think there's room for exercising or basically piloting such kind of innovation in the Kenyan context. Yeah.
And so you think, in particular, getting the SACCO capital, that's like a big unlock, yeah?
Yep. I think in the context of so for SMEs specifically, with how they work together with SACCOs. So what happens is normally your cash flows, you either, so there are 2 ways actually. So whatever capital you get goes to the SACCO. So the SACCO collects these funds, and they're actually in charge of the capital that this business is on, right? So through the SACCO now, the SACCO can be able to provide funds to them. So that could be like a loan that is guaranteed. So I see that there could be an opportunity there where these SACCOs together with Kea can come in. But I think it's we still need to pilot, do a bit of research as well. Nothing is it's cast in stone right now, but yeah, there's definitely room for collaboration there.
So I guess I want to bring back a theme that we sort of mentioned briefly earlier today, which was for both you, Cradle, and Mulk. One of the key blockers was regulation. The licenses are really expensive. There's a lot of different moving parts. And I guess my question is, are SACCOs, from my understanding, that they're sort of a bit more private, right? It's kind of friends and family contribute to make the SACCOs, or maybe that's the chamas. But I guess where I'm getting at is it an area where it's actually less regulated, so therefore it'd be easier to make an impact?
I would say so the SACCOs themselves are usually regulated by, they have their own act that regulates these specific SACCOs. Also on the banking side, of course, there's regulation. I think recently there's also been a lot of regulation that affects these lending companies. So the last couple of years, there's been a boom in credit applications, apps that for personal finances, for businesses that don't require like a lot of regulation. That boom has been there, but currently there's actually an act that regulates these platforms. I feel that's already like being captured by regulators currently. I would say most of these lending like companies, they're being regulated by CBK, and I think there's an opportunity to tap into, the already existing structure around them.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, so give me, what are the chamas then? Are chamas like smaller scale
Yeah. So chamas are more informal.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not really like registered by any entity. So SACCOs are the ones that are mostly now registered.
Got you.
So
Okay.
it's a more formal version of a chama, the
Yeah.
SACCOs. Yeah. So they have their own act that regulates them. They have actually there's a SACCO for the SACCOs. I think it's called Sastra. So they actually now manage all the existing SACCOs that are established. So most of the SACCOs are usually like the best performing ones. They're based out of specific industries, employees from a specific industry. So let's say if it's the teachers, they have their own SACCO. If it's let's say
Right.
workers
Okay.
in a certain union, they have their own working SACCO. So through them, they can now be able to. That's where they get paid. I mean, if you're paid via, if you receive any salary, it goes through your SACCO. If it's a business, for example, farmers have their own like SACCOs. So these SACCOs, maybe cooperatives help them with access to the market, access to credit. So that is where so they're mostly like focused on like the industry, where I mean mostly industry based. So I would say uh, there is an opportunity for SACCOs being involved because they hold lots of credit, and most businesses.
Yeah. Joe,
Yeah,
I can see your brain whirring. What? Tell me what you're thinking about. Are you thinking of some opportunities here?
Yeah, Jake, guys, if you may agree, like, the biggest problem for what I see is the regulation and the licensing and the cost. Let's move aside the regulation, licensing, and the cost. I see the biggest problem is the time they take to give such a license issue, right? So even if you have the money in hand, the license is going to come in 6 to 12 months of time, because they don't give away the lending licenses that easy. So your biggest enemy is time, and the only way you can defeat the time is, and what I think is, and that's one of the model that we are kind of adopting, right? So the biggest regulated environment or an institution is nothing other than a cooperative society, like a SACCO or a bank, right? So the only way that I think that we can do something faster is, let's say, let's take the biggest strength that we have, and that's how we actually kind of position ourselves is, the biggest thing that is broken in a bank or a cooperative society is not the money. They do have the money, all the money in the world, to actually go ahead and lend. And it's not just the money, they also do have the muscle or the strength to cater or to absorb the bad debts that come with it. So money isn't the problem there. The biggest problem that they have is the time of execution, right? So if you have an underwriting model, and if you plug in your underwriting model and go to a second and say, hey, you know what, the biggest black box that an SME is actually finding now. So now, like, I agree with Dennis and Don that you're in the underdeveloped or developing economy where SME is the backbone. But the fun fact here, Dennis, Don, we are looking at these so-called developed economies of UAE, Singapore, Malaysia. When we take these three jurisdictions combined, the credit gap is $500 billion, and the and all these SMEs contribute to 79% of the employment, and more than 50% of the GDP of these countries, right? So these are SMEs contributing to developed economies. So how we can tackle it this way, that we bring in our underwriting model to and the biggest problem for SMEs is they apply for a loan, and in 2 weeks to 1 month they get an answer, yes or no. And if it's a no, that entire black box of not knowing where should I look for an alternative source of capital is something that hinders SME growth as well. So if you can plug in your model and collaborate with this SACCO and say that, hey, you know what, guys, we are going to bring in origination. we're going to bring in liquidity, and we're going to use your umbrella to do deal origination, right? So you just I always think that when crypto got popular and fiat was like trashed, these two things are supposed to commingle, right? Not break each other. So the
Mm.
best for us to go is take the strengths that we have, plug in with them, and commingle with them, bring the TVLs up, where the entire objective is to help SMEs and bring in more liquidity, bring in more distribution. So I think if that's an area where we can come in and say that, guys, we're going to bring in this and this. You were traditionally doing this way, and if we can improve your system by tenfold and give value addition to you by a super underwriting gives you an on-chain score, so that once you have an on-chain score, this on-chain score remains. It's tamper-proof. The risk and reputation of an SME comes on-chain. So further borrowing future borrowing is possible. So you're bringing a lot of things, a lot of value addition, where traditionally if Sacco has to move away from you, it's going to give them. So we give them a lot of value adds using our technology, and
Yeah.
we tap into their liquidity, their license, their regulatory front. Also, we bring in from our side, we bring in our distribution means our liquidity together, and we commingle and grow.
100%, 100%. I think you also touched on something very important, that is creating the credit score on chain. And I know with lending, the best way to tell that this business will actually pay its debts is if they've actually paid previous debts. That's the sure way to know that they'll be good, that their credit is solid. So I think also adding that aspect of the credit score as well makes a lot of sense. I think it's something we can. Do you think that the best next step will be to maybe do a pilot with an existing maybe Sacco, or try to bring the model to them, explain this is how our model works and how it can improve the efficiency of how you operate? I think that could be the next best step, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, Dennis. You know what we have seen. I'll give you a live example. What we have with the bank, right? The bank that we are talking to. The problem is never the money. They have got the right budget to allocate to lend for SMEs. Their problem is when they get like hundreds of leads. This one person takes days and days of the sales guy alone takes days and days to qualify the leads, let alone the underwriters step in, right? So if we can compress that procedure and even go and tell Sacco that, hey, you know what, we got this underwriting tool, let's do a POC with the underwriting tool, so that you can immediately say, so there are 14 days of underwriting time. If we can compress it into 15 seconds, it's win for them. So rather than the high flying Saccos, if we can see the problem of the average performing Saccos, and if we can shorten their lead time for them to get and cater for more leads, I think we've got a great proposition, right?
Good, 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 good. Yeah, I think we can work together to create a proposal of some sort, maybe in writing, to how we can best approach it. I think we can schedule something along that line. What do you think?
We are doing something similar, and right
Yeah.
after the call, we will change the name and send you this proposal. We've got a 3-page document.
Well, look, guys. I wanna. It might actually be something that we can do with Claude Code in this call.
Yeah.
We do have a hard stop in 27 minutes, but before we do that, and if we've got time, let's do it. Let's just, because what I love is action. I love getting stuff done, right? But before we do that, John, it's been a minute since you spoke. We still need to ask you your question. The question was, what's the one thing you need right now? Sorry, no. The question was, 12 months out, what does winning look like for you? And then once we've answered that, I really want to get your perspective on the conversation we're just having with the Sackos and the fruitful discussion that we were just having with Dennis and Joe and Don and Sam. But answer the question,
Sure.
12 months out, what does winning look like for you?
Our North Star metric is actually the total value tokenized. So we always go for that's our key metric. So yes, under promising and over delivering is good. We stick to that as well. So our under promise is actually $500 million within the next 12 months.
Joe,
fully tokenized.
you might have to bump up that number, Joe.
Yes, definitely. And from this discussion, few things that I cashed up and noted. So there will be what does it mean operationally? Means so the two directions that we are currently working is the payment rails, Sharia compliant cross-border payment rails, as well as the asset tokenization. Essentially, at the bottom line of it is we help the local companies out of this region who have been quite isolated from the global capital markets to be connected to Islamic finance, $7 trillion of Islamic finance industry, and be able to issue their tokenized sukuk or digital sukuk, if you will, through our platform. So and the demand is tremendous. So the 500 million is a truly an understatement of that demand. So we believe that we stand a really good chance in that. So for that, we need few components. Definitely, there are ways that we can do it, and there are things that we have to develop it within this time frame. So this will be the Sharia structures, this will be the legal documentation and everything else. So that's where we are focusing our expertise. And in terms of enabling this and connecting with various markets, like Joe mentioned about the UAE and the GCC as a wider region, Dennis and Don and Sam, they are more on the Africa. The Don and Dennis, they are more on the focus on the Africa. So there are things that obviously I see a lot of synergies that we can benefit both ways. We can offer our services as a Sharia compliance layer, and also we can offer our services in terms of distribution, definitely, because there is so much asset, there is so much funds in the Islamic finance industry chasing or looking for Sharia compliant assets globally. So in the traditional markets, as you know, this is one part of the story, but time has come and Islamic finance has grown out from the comfort zone to look for higher yield, but a lower risk kind of a golden balance. So that's where I think the regions like Central Asia, regions like Africa, has a great potential to be unlocked.
Yeah, and there's definitely the demand. Well, the numbers speak for themselves. If you look at how oversubscribed sukuks get, I mean, it could because the supply is so much less, and there's 2 billion Muslims in the world. The demand is just literally crazy high. I've just found a very interesting Sacco. I was doing a bit of digging in the background. Let me share my screen quickly, and this is almost the. This could almost be the perfect use case. Let me share my screen. 2 seconds. So we've got, there we go. Let's go to this one. Oh no, wrong one. Let's go to that one. Taqwa Sacco. 25 years of Islamic finance Sacco. This is the triangle. This fits everybody's. We're gonna do business loans, school fee loans, emergency loans, ethical investments, mortgage finance. That would be the sweet spot. That would be the sweet spot.
Jake, would it be possible to just give a short background about what the Sacco is?
Yeah.
For example, I didn't know.
Yeah, Dennis or Don, do you want to give a little quick sort of brief on reminding us what Sacco is?
Yeah, sure. So Sacco is a cooperative, so it's ideally it's a savings and credit. So actually, it stands for savings savings and C stands for credit, ideally. So people come together, they pool funds into like a common pool of funds. Then you can be able to borrow, you can tap money and borrow from that specific circle, ideally. So it's as simple as that. So people come together, they put money, and you can borrow from it. So that's how like most emerging markets people here save through that mechanism. So it's more or less like an Ubuntu kind of approach of accessing credit. Yeah.
It is. It
Great.
does have sort of like the very decentralized principles, doesn't it?
Mm.
I guess there is similar structure in most of the jurisdictions, and
Yeah.
this has been quite an exciting similarity. We have a similar structure as well, legal structure. It's called community based company. It's something like that, the translation. So a commodity tavarishisto. So I guess for those of us who are actually facing this paywall of licensing, I think this is something that we could make use of, given the strong legal checks and legal expertise. I think this is something that we could utilize, and even in terms of like Joe mentioned about the distribution, about your side about the distribution as well as the investing. So I think we have a similar structure. So perhaps in a private discussions we could explore these opportunities.
I just have one question, Dennis. Like SACCO, as a cooperative society, does that do money for? Do they do lending for SMEs businesses, or
Yes,
it's
yes.
just like they do?
Yeah, they do that as well. So ideally with SMEs, you can set up your account with a SACCO, then your cash flow can go through an SME, a SACCO. Then once you want credit maybe from them, they can actually give it to you. So yeah, businesses also go through those SACCOs as well. Yeah.
So guys, we've got a bit of time. Let's. I'm going to share my screen. I want to get over to do some Claude, and I think we've got an interesting niche over here. Basically, what I want to do is I want to see if we can come up with proposals, do some analysis on the market, on the SACCO market, and then come up with some proposals which marries everyone's strengths and weaknesses, and see sort of what assets we can produce in the next 15 or so minutes. So I'm going to pull up my screen. Joe, mate, if you don't mind, when you're not talking, do you mind muting yourself just because there's a little bit of background noise? Awesome, bro, appreciate it. So I'm gonna get the old Claude up. Let's get a share screen. Bash. There we go. Okay. So what I'm gonna do first is, I'm not sure if you guys heard of these knowledge work plugins, but these came out quite a while ago. It's basically, it's funny, when this first came out, it has like a legal plugin, all of these different things. It actually caused the NASDAQ to sell off a bit because people were like, oh, AI is going to take everyone's jobs. But really what it is a bunch of agent skills that can be used to rapidly create things like marketing plans, for example. Now, I actually prefer to use these for marketing. I prefer to use this set of skills. I also recommend looking at this one for marketing skills. But here you've got sort of like a hub of different skills for different business processes. So for example, marketing, you can do drafting content, planning campaigns, I think what's going to be useful for us is this sales plugin. So the sales plugin has got things like account research, draft outreach, create an asset. So this could be, well, this is what I want to sort of use. So let's get Claude up. Does someone want to add something in? I can't see anyone, so do just jump in if you want to mention something. I heard someone's mic. I think maybe it was an accident. Okay, so let's add in this reload plugin. So we've got these sales agents now, and I guess what do we want to do? I guess let's have two. No, let's first do a bit of account research, right? Research a company or person and get actionable sales intel. Work standalone with web search. So let's use the account research. Don or Dennis, what should my prompt be here? I guess it could just be, give me the top Saccos in Kenya who would be open to exploring a tokenized credit use case. Does that sort of capture is this good enough, or is there any way I could improve this prompt? What do you think, Don, Dennis, Joe?
I'm bad at this, Jake.
I think it looks good as a start. We can iterate after we dive deeper into the results.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like if there's any way we could be more detailed with this part, exploring a tokenized credit use case, is there any way we can phrase it better? I think maybe Joe, what would in that proposal you've got for the bank, what would what are you sort of pitching to them? Is it mainly the AI underwriting part, or is it also the blockchain aspect?
So it's not just the AI underwriting part. It's two things. One is figuring out how AI underwriting is to figure out how fast you can lend and how fast you can land up and catch those early leads. Two is to set up a mandate. Then you match a mandate that a SACO has. For example, they will have, let's say, 10 criteria where they want a business to comply with. Out of the 10, at least 8 of the criteria is the business to comply with for them to be bankable, right, or lendable. So doing that kind of mandate matching with the particular liquidity pool or investment vault. And third thing is to bring in liquidity from outside and help that SACO to scale up their power, right? So I was doing a quick research,
that reminded me of something which you said earlier. So we want to help SACOs scale up faster. So sort of those, I guess those mid-sized SACOs would be like a target audience, right?
Yeah.
And then just so Hayot John's not left out, we'll also break it down by traditional and Sharia compliance, so we can get a bit of team contributions in here. Oh, I don't do any Sonnet 4.6. Okay, it should be a bit quicker. That's fine. We can use that. Use Sonnet 4.6. How has it already used 13% of the context? Where is it? Okay, here we go. So let's do this research. Anybody wanna add anything in here? Enter to view. Oh yeah. Research the top mid-sized SACOs. Savings and Credit Cooperative Organization, that's what it is. And then I guess after that, we can probably use, so we've got draft outreach, research the prospect, and then draft email and LinkedIn messages, create an asset. So I think we probably want to use one of these two. Let's take a quick look at the draft outreach one, because what we could essentially do is have like a draft out research process. Yeah. So once we find out each of these, or maybe you can go straight to create an asset. Create like a one-pager. Tips for best results. Create an asset, draft an outreach. Oh, if you guys also dig around in here for some skills and see if there are any skills in here that you like as well. We need some tunes. There's no tunes in the background. Let me get some of them tunes on. Oops, I thought it was a bit quiet. Let's get some daydreaming. There we go. Now we're vibing. Makes it much better. Okay, you can see my screen again. So yeah, so if there are any skills which you guys have seen, share them over as well. We can try and squeeze them in the next 10 minutes. But what I think would be good next is to do this create an asset. So hopefully, once this search query comes back, we will have a few companies which we can then spin up some sub-agents for to basically parallelize and create an asset for each of them. This is something which I quite like to do. Like I'm a big fan of using Claude Code for non-code related activities. And for example, after we search these companies, we'll probably get a list of, I don't know, maybe 10 SACOs, right? And then we can essentially get Claude to spin up sub-agents. You get Claude to spin up sub-agents where each of them then create the outreach, and then boom, in like 20 minutes, we've got one pages specifically personalized to each of these SACOs. How does that sound to you guys?
Yeah, sounds dope to me.
We also need to add some context about the company. So I guess while it's writing this, I'm going to write the prompt for the next one. So what have we got? It's the create asset. I doubt it will be done in the time, so I'll share this with you guys afterwards. But we can see it's cooking over here. It's researching the top mid-size SACOs. I'm going to personalize one page for each SACO. Kea Credit, we've got Cradle Protocol. And finally, we've got Mulk Protocol. Okay, so this is going to be our next prompt, and then let's also clarify. Use the and create sub-agents for each team. Sorry, sub-agent for each SACO. That will create an asset in Paradigm. Any of you guys use Claude Code for non-coding activities?
Animations.
What's that, bro?
For like product animations, like for demos.
Animations.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Which one do you use for animations? Is there like a special skill?
Yeah, there's like a skill called Remotion.
Oh, yes, I've seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it this one here, Remotion Dev?
Yeah, that's the one.
I have seen this one before. Is it good?
Yeah. It's good, like demos.
Oh yeah, no, I have. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, bro, I need to. I did see that this one went quite viral on X for a bit. What about things like marketing? Have you used it for marketing, for sales, for strategy?
Nah, not really.
Well, that's it. That's what happens when you have two tech bros. You should definitely, for marketing, definitely check out this one. Corey Haynes marketing skills, and then also this is a good foundation.
Could you share the links?
Yeah. I'll show it you after this. Nice. But then the knowledge work plugins are also really good. They've got things like marketing. The ones which I predominantly use: marketing, finance is quite useful, sales. This is a cool one. Like I used the finance one time with one of our partners here in Malaysia, just to sort of audit. They're a tokenization platform here in Malaysia, and they get loads of requests from companies to basically tokenize credit or debt. And obviously they need to do sort of a credit risk analysis for them. And I think it was this income statement and financial statements tool to basically do a credit risk analysis on that particular client. And it had already been done by their CFO. And the CFO, AI did it, took about 10 minutes. The CFO then opens the report. It was like it generated a website report, and his jaw dropped, right? He was like, this is the exact same credit score that I gave the company. Gosh, okay, so we've got these, we've got the research. Have you heard of any of these ones, like Kimi Situ, DT Seco? Is that one that you've heard of, Dennis or Don?
Yeah. Kimi Situ, it's a popular one.
Oh, okay. So look at that. Yeah. Committee chair is Dr. Eric Nyambariga Araka, computer science PhD. So, dude, like look how crazy it is. He's even got the background of the committee chair. Okay. Imarika, have you heard of Imarika?
No, I haven't heard of Imarika. No? Yeah, not it. But I've heard of Cosmopolitan.
Yeah, because they've got a digital strategy as the 2026 priority.
Nice.
This is pretty good. Okay, so what's we got? So we've got Takwasaka. That's the one that we had just mentioned. These Murabaha Musharaka. Okay, so let's do critical proof point black launched. Oh wow, there's even blockchain Sacco. Have you heard of this one? Blockpoop.
Yeah. This one actually, I'm in contact actually with the founder as well. So
amazing.
Yeah. They're bringing. Their goal is to bring blockchains on chain, Saccos on chain. Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, let's do this. Let's and again, I'm gonna have to share this with you afterwards because we need to wrap up. But let's go create assets for top 3 priority. Okay, and I'm going to get this. I'm going to share this with you guys after it's done. But unfortunately, we need to wrap up. We're on a timer, and I think this call will automatically end in 30 seconds. So want to give a big thanks to all of you who have joined. I hope this was of benefit, and I think there's a lot of discussions, a lot of follow-up calls to be had by the sounds of it. There's definitely some synergies. I'm going to be sharing. Yeah, I'm going to share the. We've got these 3 parallel agents spinning up right now to create our proposals for these SECOs. There's 1 Sharia compliant one, 2 traditional ones, and we'll keep the audience posted as to how these business pursuits go. But without further ado, I think it's time we wrap up. Thanks to everyone. Have a great day, and appreciate you for joining.
Thank you so much.
The need for a more interconnected world is fueling new decentralized technologies and new ways of doing business. Hedera stands at the forefront of distributed ledgers, where every interaction is not only trusted, but fast, efficient, and secure. While traditional blockchains struggle with speed and fees, Hedera's network settles transactions in under 3 seconds for a fraction of a penny. And the proof is in the numbers. Hedera is uniquely governed by a council of the world's leading institutions, ensuring transparency, trust, and decentralization. It's no wonder Hedera is the leading choice for enterprise and DeFi use cases. Everything from real-world asset tokenization to AI data integrity. Discover the only decentralized network with the governance, scalability, and security to power the new digital economy. What future will you build?